Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Hampton. I'm a Champ I Am, and thank you for tuning into the Champ I Am channel. And again, if you hear anything on this channel that you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, the word that you're hearing today may be helpful to you, but if it's helpful to you, it can change someone else's life as well. I wanted to share something with you today in reference to tragedy, okay, and crisis. It seems with everything that's going on in the world today that we are confronted with a lot of crisis, a lot of changes that are happening. And most of the time, people don't like change, right? But change is an opportunity, right? And when we see things that are happening in life, like government change or economy changes, your job may change on you. This is a time not to freak out, even though it's intense. The people that freak out normally are running into the situation where they are living by sight and not by vision, right? Because when they understand that you have vision and purpose, tragedy can come, but tragedy does not deter your purpose. I'll say that again. Tragedy will come, crisis will come, changes will come, and a lot of times drastic changes will come. But what keeps you calm is that in the midst of you going through what you're going through, there is a greater purpose for what your life is supposed to be intended to do, right? There's a greater outcome for what is supposed to happen if you would continue and not faint when it gets hard, right? And it sounds great when I'm saying that, but it sounds like a great thing when I'm saying that, like a big thing to overcome. But I didn't say it was going to be easy. But what I will say is that when you understand that your purpose is your destination and your destination does not change for something that is temporary, tragedy is temporal. Okay. Crisis is not ongoing, though we may seem to be going from one crisis into another. In reality, crises are just for a season. So when you have an understanding that you have a vision and purpose for your life, it gives you hope, right? It gives you hope for the better. Hope for the better. Why? Because you're not walking by what's in front of you. If you've heard me talk in some of my other sessions, I share that we don't walk by sight. We walk by vision. Vision is that longer view. All right. Sight is what's in front of you, but vision is what's before you, what's way before you, what's down the line that you are building towards. So when we have interruptions in life, like a death of a loved one, interruptions in life, like the loss of a job, you realize that that is a temporary situation and that you are working towards a greater vision. Now, the issue is when you don't have a vision for your life, you become susceptible to what's happening around you. And that's what happens to most people. People that go to their job and they're working on their job day in and day out, what they're finding is that they don't have a purpose for why they're there other than paying their bills. When you have assigned your job a greater responsibility of being a resource for your purpose, you understand when that resource dries up, the resource is temporary. When you understand that your job is not the source but a resource, your hope is not built on the job itself. Your hope is built on where you're building towards. I love it now because, again, as I shared in other lessons, because I understand the function and the purpose of my life, I know that the seasons that I had gone from job to job, it was really just, I was an intern. I was an intern because each job was positioning me to come closer and closer to my vision. But one of the resources that we have to do is stop depending on the resource for everything, because you could be so tied to a well that's drying up that you have another resource that's been prepared for your purpose, but you'll never go because you're so tied to this one resource. And that's sometimes what happens, is that tragedy will dry up a resource so that you will keep your head up and start looking for the other resources. Because if you left it to yourself, you wouldn't have left that one little pool that was sustaining you when you realize that you have all of this that was meant to sustain you. So again, why am I saying this? Because again, this year, the year 2025, is going to be intense. We're seeing a lot of political changes. and you could be worried. We're looking at your state of how your personal economy, and you could be worried. And you're looking at how your job is making the changes because of how the government is shifting. And yes, you could be worried. But I'm not saying that we can't not be concerned. But I'm not going to get to the point where I am worried to the point that it is confining me from moving forward. I need y'all in 2025 to move forward. I need you in 2025 to see your vision as a reality. If you haven't seen it up until this point, then 2025 is the year that you take your vision and you make it into a reality. You say, how do I do that? Well, it goes again to being able to say, I need to find the vision for my life. How do I find that vision and that purpose for my life? Well, again, what is it that you're designed to do? What is it that you like to do? What are some of the things that you would do for free? If someone said, I can't pay you right now, but I still could see myself doing. I had spoke for free for so many years. Why? Because it was something that was in me that needed to be developed in tough times that I can rely on and build my skill up and grow. As I continue to grow my channel, I'm learning different things that are stretching me in other areas of my life. But I know what my purpose is, so it keeps me focused. Now, what are you saying about the job? Well, I just lost my job, Chris. It's a great, I'm not saying it's a great thing. I'm saying, well, look at the opportunity. It might be uncomfortable that you lost your job. And I've been there. I've lost my job in and out. But now I'm in a position where I can create new opportunities for myself as well. But these are purpose opportunities. I want you to start looking at your job as a resource and say, am I using my resources right? Am I using my resources according to my vision? So when you realize that the time of your job is up, you're like, okay, that means there's another opportunity for the next job to be able to provide for me for my vision. Or it might be that season where it's time to step out and to be that entrepreneur. And I know how it is being a dualpreneur, being able to work a full-time job and build my empire while I'm doing it. But I know eventually there's going to come a time when the one job is going to go and it leads me to my purpose of fulfilling my stuff full-time, right? That is something that, like, again, I'm aware of. So when crisis is coming, it still doesn't say, hey, Chris, it's still building Champ I Am. What is it that you're supposed to be building while you're working? I'll say that again. What is it that you're supposed to be building while you are working? Right? Start with that. And then sit there and say, okay, I'm going to get to the point that I love my vision so much that my vision becomes my life work. I'll say it again. I'm so engrossed into my vision that my vision becomes my life work. I love it now because when I walk into the room, my identity is an identity of Champ I Am. Chris Hampton, Champ I Am. When I walk into a room, why? I'm starting to say every time, even when I'm on my job sees me as Champ. So I display my vision, even though I'm working on a full-time job. My vision seeps out of who I am. And that should be you too. The job should be like, oh, I see so much more in you. And they're going to give to you according to you walking faithful to the vision that you have. Your vision will open up doors and resources to you, but you have to be strategic. You have to be able to be aware of what your vision is. So I just wanted to jump on to encourage you. And I'm going to do more of that. I don't want you to get stuck anymore. I want you to be unstuck. I want 2025 to be a year where you're functioning on purpose this year. But I need you to see your vision. Get your vision back. I need you to see clearly now that your vision is on. And I want you to pursue your vision like it's your life. Your vision cannot be so detached that it's not personal to you. When I see you, I should see the vision of your life. It should be seeping from you, right? So get attached to your vision again. Write your vision down. Put it before you. Every day when you're walking out your job, you should be looking at your vision and saying, this is why I'm going to work. because the end result of me doing this resources starts to fund my vision. Now your family can see your vision, because when they see you, they see the vision. Right? Fall in love with your vision again, so that when tragedy comes, when crisis comes, it's not deterring you from your vision, but it is pushing you closer and closer to your vision. So I hope that was helpful to you. My name is Chris Hampton, Champ I Am. If you like what you have heard, please like, share, subscribe, because again, the word that you're hearing today may be the word that saves someone else's life and changes their life for the better. Have a blessed day, and I hope that you continue to commit to release the champ I am in you.